Alright, this is just my immediate reaction after watching Volume 2. I have so many things to talk about. I'm just gonna break down each and everything in the next few videos. But boy oh boy, some of the highlights of the show, let's talk about them pretty quickly. Steve finally having that big scene. Steve is considered the most dumb person in the room, and Steve cracking the code, cracking the real code of how to defeat Vecna and how to end everything and how to escape and how to close everything. That was one of the highlights. Then again, related to Steve and Dustin finally, you can say making up with each other. That was sweet. And boy, I need to tell you this. The way Steve described the death of Eddie, which was for apparently no reason, he was not very off. He was kind of telling the truth there. Dustin was already kind of home. Now I have to rewatch the scene again, but from what I remember, Dustin was already kind of safe. Maybe Eddie didn't try to be a hero and anything. Anyways, that was a pretty good scene. Then Will is definitely going to go a notch higher now, because first he went back to his memories as a child, which led him to finally tap into the hive mind and try to control it. After that, now he has gone a notch higher. Now he has confessed to everyone that he is not straight, and this is exactly where he can go that notch higher in his powers. And now that we are talking about Will, we need to talk about that epic scene. Now some of you guys have been on this journey with me for a long time, and while the filming of the season 5 was taking place, there was one particular audio that was leaked and which made headlines, and that audio was, "You need to run." Will shouting out loud that you need to run. And we thought that scene was in respect to Steve, like, Steve, you need to run. But as it turns out, it was so surreal to experience it, by the way. As it turns out, Will was tapping into Vecna, and he was telling to Max that, Max, you need to run. And the way Will was able to get into the mind of Vecna, infiltrate Vecna's hive mind, control his body, save Max once again, that was such a brilliant scene. Wow, that was such a brilliant scene. Crazy, brilliant. I was just thinking about that scene. Then Max woke up, and didn't I tell in the previous video here where I said the Definite with Us are always saying that episode number 6 is going to be emotional, and the name of the episode was Escape from Camazotz. And we all think, I mean, not we all, but the entire internet thought that it is going to be an episode where people are going to die. But I talked about that in this video, that I don't see that really happening. I think Max and Holly are going to make it alive, and upon seeing them, the emotional scene that we'll have is the emotions on the face of Mike and Nancy seeing her sister Holly again back, and the joy on the face of Lucas when he sees Max alive again. I was talking in that aspect, and the Definite with Us were also just saying that it's gonna be emotional, but it was everyone were thinking that someone's gonna die. But anyways, they didn't, and the ending of episode number 6 was so good. Nell Fisher, the acting from Holly was so good. The acting from Max, Sadie Sink, was so good, and to complement that whole background music of Kate Bush's song "Running Up That Hill," the way they have integrated that song in this show, like the normal version, then the epic version that we had in the finale of season 4, now this melodramatic version, that this emotional, sad, happy version that we saw here in episode number 6, that was so good once again. Then the scene of the breakup, Nancy and Jonathan. Now I can see a lot of people being confused about, is this really a breakup scene or not? But that is a breakup scene. That is how emotionally well maintained scene that was. Like, no hard feelings. We know, both of us know, that we have come together because of one shared trauma, and that was never enough. We had a good time, but we kind of outgrew ourselves in this relationship. and we have to find our different ways. But maybe in the future they'll still come back. But anyways, that was a pretty good scene as well. Every time I have some pointers that I need to talk about, I have those pointers in front of me. But for this video, I was just not planning to do any pointers. I was just trying to be just, as natural as possible. Just my first reaction after watching it. Then Kali and El, their ultimate sacrifice is coming. And boy oh boy, I made this video a year ago, maybe more than a year ago, where I kind of predicted that how everything is going to end, and I kind of said that Elle is gonna sacrifice herself at the end of it, like she sacrificed in season number 1, the season 1 finale. I just thought that was going to come back, that was always going to happen. So I have kind of prepared myself for about 1.5 years that it might well be Elle ending it all and ending herself with it as well. And there are very, very huge chances of that happening. Then what else we have? Robin and Vicky, Mr. Clark. Sorry, let's finish with Robin and Vicky. Robin and Vicky are also a part of it now. The scene where Will comes out as not a straight person, as a gay, you can just see the happiness on Robin's face. I thought in that scene Robin and Vicky are also gonna come out in front of everyone and gonna just help Will navigate the conversation. But I really liked how Jonathan kind of knew. Mike was also like, he kind of knew, and they all hugged him. That was pretty sweet. Coming back to Mr. Clark, I was so happy to see him back. I was so happy to see him finally there. And the wormhole theory, the introduction of Mr. Clark's scene in this 5th season, he was talking about a wormhole. Everyone kind of knew that it was going to come back. And if you remember, in season 1 also, he talked about a wormhole when he was explaining everything to everyone for the first time. I think I remember he talked about the wormhole as well. So it was always there. And guys, our theory about the Upside Down, about Dimension X, about where the kids are, it's true. It is true. It is almost true. The kids are in the Dimension X. We predicted that. We said outside of almost true. So our theory was that this is the real world, this is the Upside Down, and this is Dimension X. In the Dimension X, the kids are. There is the wall in the Upside Down here, and this wall connects to Dimension X, and this is where the kids are. So it turns out instead of this, the entire theory is rotated like this. So the real theory now is that we have the real world, we have the Upside Down, and then we have the Dimension X. Outside of the wall, there is literally nothing. The Upside Down is a wormhole, and it's a bridge connecting to the Dimension X. So our theory was partially correct. Not entirely correct, and not entirely false as well. So I'm happy that our theory was somewhat correct. It makes me feel good, not gonna lie. And somewhere also I was thinking that whatever theories that we have cooked up, I was hoping those theories could be false. I don't know, I just felt that it could be a huge surprise, and I'm happy that we got a little surprise in that as well about the wormhole. So that was pretty good. Derek holds the key. At least he held the key. I loved how he said, Henry asked him, from where did you get this map? And he was like, your mom. I love Derek. But now he also, he's just a kid. He's afraid for his parents. He's afraid for his sister. He's afraid for his family that they're gonna end up dead. So he's kind of just going along with the theory of Vecna, of Henry, that whatever Henry is saying, it's true, that Max is not good. He is not backing up Holly. And Holly was again so close to getting back, and they still took her. That was a pretty good moment. And all the theories about the Upside Down. Didn't I say in the last video that the Duffer brothers were actually channeling their thoughts through Dustin, and they were talking to us fans, that whatever theories that you have cooked up about the Upside Down are wrong. Of course, we were not entirely wrong though, but wow, it was a great feeling. Now, I can understand for some of the people, the volume 2 may feel a little underwhelming, I can explain why. Now everyone expected someone to die, like a few people to die at least. You can argue that they are not willing to kill anyone off this early, but there is a proper reason for that, right? Every death should be earned, and there is no point in killing, right? There is killing of characters. There is no real point in that unless there is some purpose to it. Now I know there was a purpose to after the first volume we thought that Jonathan is gonna die in volume 2, where he can't even go give the ring to Nancy, but we kind of left alone the fact that they were always kind of going into opposite directions. The two individuals, Nancy and Jonathan, they were all going into some different directions, and that was handled with such care here. I enjoyed that. And again, I'm coming back to the fact that the Duffer brothers or any cast member in the interviews, they said that it is going to be emotional, and emotional doesn't mean killing of characters. Emotional doesn't mean death. Emotional scenes could also mean the scenes that we saw in episode number 6. Finally the breakup scene, that was emotional. Will coming out, that scene was emotional. The scenes between Dustin and Steve, those scenes were emotional. So that is what the emotional context of it all was. We're gonna talk about a few theories, and tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'll be trying to get out my reaction of the season. I hope I did a better job this time reacting to it, but the editing is really a pain in the ass. You have to edit it in a certain way so that you don't get a copyright strike. I just want to ask you guys, will it be okay if I just uploaded my raw reaction without any footages of the Stranger Things season 5? All you can do is you can open 2 windows, or you can use 2 devices. On one device you can play my YouTube video, my reaction to it, and on the other window or on the other device you can play the episode. I can do one thing in editing. I can just give you a countdown, like proper countdown, 3, 2, 1, play, and when I say play in my reaction, you have to hit play in your device or in your window where you have opened Netflix and you have your own account there. We can do that. There may be an off sync, maybe there may be a couple of seconds or 3-4 seconds off sync, but I think that's all right. It won't hurt that bad, but that will be easier for me to upload as well. And I know it could be a pain for you to consume, but we'll see. We'll try and figure a way out. That's it. Tell me in the comments what you think about the entire episode and about my discussion. This is just my raw reaction, okay? This is just my raw, unfiltered reaction after watching the episode. I am definitely gonna sit and make breakdowns and a lot of theories. Like, I really have to explain the wormhole theory. I'm gonna do that. And as always, thank you so much for watching.